I was at Walmart in Salt Lake City. You guys go to Walmart? Yeah, love the Walmart. I returned stuff that I didn't even buy there. You ever do that? I returned a shoe. They're like, do you have the other one? I go, no. Do you have the receipt? No. All right, we'll give you $6. Thank you. I appreciate it. You ever see the security guard at Walmart? Very intimidating on his scooter. Right? I looked at this guy's scooter. It was plugged into the wall. It's plugged in. His scooter was plugged. I wanted to steal some just to see how long the cord was. I went to Trader Joe's. You ever been to Trader Joe's? Man, yeah. Those people are too nice. I take advantage of them. I walk in. I'm like, hey, how you doing? He's like, what can I help you with? I go, when I press on the brake in my car, it makes a noise. He's like, well, we're a supermarket. Can you take a look? Okay, all right, I'll take a look. Okay. Check the oil, please. I like the cheap store. Dollar store? You ever go to the dollar store? Oh, isn't that amazing? Everything's $1. You're like a millionaire in there, right? $20, right? I bought a whole aisle, right? Goya stuff that expired 6 years ago, right? You ever see what they sell at these stores? They got shirts with 3 sleeves on them. They got food with teeth marks on it already. Yeah. They got stuff from China that didn't translate well. You ever, instead of Crest toothpaste, they got Crust toothpaste. I was at a dollar store. They were selling home pregnancy tests for $1, right? Probably says you're pregnant before you open it. It's like a magic 8-ball. Better luck next time. I'm like, who's gonna buy a home pregnancy test for $1? Then I figured out it's probably the same person that bought the condoms at the dollar store. Oh, yeah, I am broke. You know, that's the thing. You gotta adapt. Like, you could tell how broke you are or how rich you are by the way you pay for gas. You ever notice that, right? Some of you are rich, maybe you're financially secure. You're the ones that fill it up every time. You know, those people, hey, fill it up. Whatever it is, just fill it up. I don't care. I got money, right? Then you got the middle ground. You're the ones that round off. You know, those people, put 20. I'll put 20, maybe 10, right? Then you get guys like me, broke people like me. Some of you are probably out there. You got to scrounge up money, you know, just to get to the E, you know? The top of the E. Like, people thought that was empty. I go below E, right? That doesn't mean empty. That means enough to get home. That's what that stands for. That's all I need right there. But it is nice people driving. You don't get much road rage out here, right? You guys don't have too much, right? Nice. And I'm from New York. They're scary road rage. You know what I mean? In New York, they cut you off when you're minding your business, and then they give you the finger. You're like, well, you can't do both. You can't cut me off and give me the finger. They're smart there. They knew I was going to give them the finger, so they pre-finger you. That's how they do it. That's why I wish we had bumper cars. Remember bumper cars? Remember those as a kid? Yeah. Why can't we get bumper cars on the highway? That would help road rage a lot. Right? Somebody cut you off, you can just BAM! Knock the cell phone right out of their hands. I'd be cruising on the highway. Yeah, man, how do you move this thing? I'm stuck in the corner. Somebody help me. All right, this is the pole on the back, right? You guys don't know? Okay, some of you are staring at me. Why does the mic stand up his butt? Okay. Is he itchy? Is he itchy? That is the thing. I love to travel, you know, and I'm happy to be here. They're very nice, Fit Angel. The nice people, you know. They put me at the Marriott Hotel. It's a nice. I like those nice hotels. I steal stuff at the hotels. You guys steal? You ever steal at the hotels? I steal. Right? You wait to the end. You put it in the luggage. You right? Yeah. You wait till he's an amateur. Here's the thing. You got to steal right away. You steal right. That's what you got to do. Sometimes if you steal right away, they replenish what you steal. You ever think of that? Yeah. You could do a double steal in the same night, right? Not only do you steal right away, you blame the hotel, all right? What I'm saying? Ex-Boy Scout, all right? I got fired, long story. Anyway, Soon as you get to your room, you take what you gotta take, go back to the front desk and yell at him. Go, "Oh, how dare you charge me all this money for a room that doesn't have a TV? I want my money back and a remote that works." Right? That'd be smart. A lot of you don't know. The maid has a chart. Did you guys know that? The maid has a chart to check off, find out what you stole. So first thing you want to get is the chart. That's what you got to steal. Right. Some of you leave the room and you steal from the cart. You ever steal from the maid's cart? That's a little scary. Yeah, you gotta leave the room. You get to my level, I'm a black belt in stealing, I've actually stolen a whole cart. That's a whole nother reel that out, right? But sometimes I used to feel bad back in the day. Sometimes I would replace. You ever think of that? Instead of stealing something, you would replace it with something less, like toilet paper, right? Don't judge. I'm just saying, I used to take the toilet paper, but I felt guilty. I didn't want to get caught stealing toilet paper, so I would keep those brown inner rolls, the little cardboard in the middle? I'd keep a bag of those. As soon as I got to my room, I'd switch them. I'd replace them with the big rolls, right? Then I'd call the maid down, right? She'd see 4 empty rolls. I was there 5 minutes. And I would just say, "Shouldn't have had the buffet. Get a couple more." Yeah. Right? That's the thing. You got to learn, And last week I was at a Motel 6, right? Motel 6, yeah. It's kind of cheap there. You ever go there? It was so bad when I walked in, I'm like, somebody already stole everything. I left stuff behind for the next guy. I feel bad, Most people take little things, though, right? Women love the soaps. Those are free. The ketchup-sized shampoos, 2 squirters, get a half a head, all right? Maybe take a towel, all right? If you see a white towel at somebody's house, that's the universal, "I stole that on vacation," all right? So I take stuff that no one has ever taken before, so they don't know to look for it, all right? It's not on the chart. I bet I'm the only person here ever to take shower curtain rings. 2 or 3 max. Don't be getting greedy. 8 or 9 is big droopage, I'll take one over there, right? I got 143 shower curtain rings at home. Don't have a curtain yet. I'm working on that, right? I've taken phone cords, right? Everyone just think it's cordless. Hello? They don't know, right? You're like, "What else did he take?" I'll tell you. One time I took the wheels from under the bed, right? You're like, "What do you do with wheels from under the bed?" I sell them on eBay to people that need wheels for their skateboards in Bangladesh. They don't know the difference, right? They got little BWs, right? Best Western, right? $1.57, you're like, big deal. $33 shipping. That's where you get them on the shipping, But that's the thing. Tell you a little bit about myself. I have irritable bowel syndrome. Thank you very much. And colitis. I have them both, so if I sneeze, show's over. I just want to warn you right now. My father has it too, right? That's the only thing that runs in our family is the runs. That's weird, you know what I'm saying? That's what scares people. Certain trigger words, like the D word, diarrhea, scares people, right? They get uncomfortable. Use it to your advantage. Right? You ever be talking to somebody and they're just talking too much, right? "Hey, how's it going? Having a good time? The whole family?" "I have diarrhea." "Okay, good talking to you." "All right." Put it right in there, right? You got to do it. Got to have fun. But that's the thing. My last name is Homayoon. That's, it is Iranian. Got quiet. All right. So that's I'm only half. It's true. My father is Iranian. My mother is a hostage. She's doing fine in the trunk. No, anyway. No, I'm Middle Eastern. That's all right. I got to fill the quota here. You know what I'm saying? It's a little different growing up. The other kids sold lemonade. I sold oil. Big deal. You know what I'm just saying? Only person to take the driver's ed test on a taxi. You know what I'm saying? I learned. You got to adapt. Only kid had his lunchbox go through an X-ray machine. You got to learn. I'm just saying, But it's weird when people find out. I'm only half. My mother's Norwegian, right? I'm like a labradoodle. It's a weird mix, right? So I'm very white, you know? I mean, I'm transparent almost. I'm very white, you know? And when people find out, though, you're Middle Eastern, they get a little uncomfortable, right? Some people, I'm sure you look, whoa, all right? It's a little weird, right? Like my best friend's wife, check this out. My best friend's wife doesn't want me hanging out with him because she found out I'm Middle Eastern. And that pisses me off. Because they're both Pakistani. You know what I mean? Come on. What's going on? You know. My father, right, my mother, they're hard workers. So my father was a doctor. People go, it's wonderful having a doctor as a dad. You must got free drugs. The problem was he would use them against me and my brothers. See, we didn't get spanked. We got sedated. We didn't have timeout. We had fade out. Why do all the ice cream sprinkles say Valium, Daddy? My dad's 87. He gets free promotional stuff from the drug companies, stuff to wear with the drug product logo. I go, Dad, you're not going to wear them in public. This video, I wear it. This is okay. You know how embarrassing it is to be seen in a mall with an 87-year-old man who's wearing a Preparation H tote bag, Summer's Eve jacket, Rogaine yarmulke. You're not even Jewish. This free, I wear it. Covers my bald spot. Look at this, I got the new PMS watch from my doll, PMS watch. It tells you what time of the month it is. When the alarm goes off, you get out of the house. I'm not the only comedian. It's my dad's got a good sense of humor. His twin brother, also a doctor, identical twin, right? And his twin brother's married to an identical twin. They were both dentists. So what did they do? They put the offices together, right? Two sets of identical twins working together. So one time I was curious. I said, Dad, have you ever used the fact that you look exactly like your twin brother to fool somebody? And he said, sure. Why don't you ask your father? All right, I'm glad two of you got that. All right, director. Why don't you ask him? And that's the thing. My mother's Norwegian. She's a nurse. I think that's, it's a great job, right? They need her right now. Somebody's going down. Right? But that's the thing, being a nurse, it's funny, she gave me a joke to tell you guys. She goes, I got a joke from the nurses. They gave me this clean joke. You could tell at the comedy special, they're going to love it in front of the green thing, whatever that is. They're going to love it. I go, what's the joke? I don't remember. Thank you, Ma. I appreciate that. Thanks for helping me. Nicest woman, right? Norwegian, nicest woman on the face of the earth. She's like a Facebook superhero. You know those old people, right, that just go on Facebook and they're the nicest, they just like everybody, just hours, just nonstop, like, right? And, happy birthday, happy anniversary, love your baby, happy, like, right? Everyone's like, who the hell are you? I'm Margaret. They like that. Yeah, they like her. If somebody likes one of her comments, she'll actually reply to her own comment to tell them, thank you for liking my comment. I wish I could like your like. I would double like it, right? Right? That's the thing. Too nice. Right? Even with, my dad being Middle Eastern, my mom, these suicide bombers over in the Middle East, She goes, it's horrible what they do. It's horrible. But, deep down inside, I think they had a bad childhood. They weren't raised right. You know what they need? A hug. I think these suicide bombers need a hug. I go, Ma, who's going to hug a suicide bomber? I wouldn't even give him a fist bump. I'd be too scared. I said, why don't we get all the suicide bombers to have a group hug? Then everybody's happy. See what I'm saying? I'm trying to work with you. Ex-Boy Scout. But that's the thing, the families are... The dynamic has changed over the years. Do you realize this? That the parents have lost the power, right? You ever notice that the parents have lost the power? if a kid curses, remember they used to put soap in their mouth. Remember that? They put soap in their mouth. Now the kids are volunteering to put the soap in their mouth. They're eating the Tide Pods. You ever see what the... They're eating the soap and the parents are cursing now. What the hell's wrong with my kid? This kid's an idiot, you know? It's changing, right? Can't even spank your kids now. I think we should bring back spankings, right? Not even for the kids, for the parents. I think some parents need some spankings, right? Right? But that's the thing, you can't even spank your kids, right? The kids know it. They're like, you're gonna get a spanking. I don't think so, Papa. You touch these sweet cheeks, I will turn on my new Fisher-Price anti-child abuse security cameras. You'll be meeting my new parents. Judge Judy, Judge Mathis. Go do my homework. That's why if you have that kid at home, right? If you have that kid with an attitude, right? This is what you do, ex-Boy Scout. You mess with his head, all right? Hear me out, all right? Mess with his head. Give him everything he wants in his room. Give him a PlayStation, Xbox, high-definition TV, refrigerator full of food, microwave oven. You give him it all except electricity. That's where that exercise bike that creates electricity comes in handy. You want to heat up those chicken wings? Start pedaling, boy. Get them going, right? I'm trying to help. See what I'm saying? I grew up in different times, right? You know, even Halloween. Right now, you've seen these kids, they got the full body costume. Full costume, right? Back, front, lights up, right? Right? When I grew up in the 70s, we had the plastic mask. Anyone remember that? It was just a plastic mask with a rubber band around the back with a staple. Dig it into the side of your neck. You'd be bleeding. I'd be bleeding. They're like, do you want some candy? No, I need a Band-Aid. How about a Band-Aid, you know? Right? And sometimes your mom would give you an apron in the front. That was it. Apron. People didn't even know what you were. What are you supposed to be? I don't know. My mommy gave it to me. One year I was Godzilla. They're like, where's your tail? I just got the front. I don't know. My dad sometimes would be cheap, right? He's like, hey, make your own costume. Go ahead, make your own. So one time I put a white garbage bag over my body, right? Everyone's like, what are you, a ghost? I go, no, I'm white trash. I was smart, right? Yeah. Gotta be smart, that's all I'm saying. Yeah, that's the thing. Times are changing, right? Even the strollers. Seen these strollers nowadays? What happened? My mom, back in the day, used to have that little popsicle stick stroller with the curved handles. Remember that? It was 2 pounds. She could fold it up, right, like origami and put it in her purse. You seen these strollers? Now they got these SUV gas-guzzling Hummer strollers. They got double-deckers. They got an ashtray inside there. A little fetus is smoking, right? His umbilical cord attached to his cigarette lighter, charge up his iPhone, right? These kids are spoiled. My mom pushed 4 boys on one stroller at the same time. We had to hang in the back like garbage men. My oldest brother got to sit in a chair. He was in the union. He was also 14, right? But that's the thing. My brothers always mess with me. Right? I used to love Lucky Charms. Remember Lucky Charms? Marshmallow. I love the marshmallow. A little too much. I used to love them a little too much. I used to take the marshmallows. Is this bad? I would take the marshmallows out of the cereal, put them on toothpicks, and roast them over candles. I had a lot of problems. What are you going to do? Right? I love the marshmallows. So what did my brothers do? When I go get the milk, they would eat all the marshmallows out of my cereal. You ever have Lucky Charms without marshmallows? That's cat litter. That's what that is. Actually choked on a toy. My brothers always teased me, right? And I was the youngest for 11 years, right? So the worst is when you were a kid, you couldn't talk to the opposite sex. Remember those days? You couldn't talk to the opposite sex because they would make fun of you. But I didn't understand that because I was real shy. You know what I mean? I was the only one that took his yearbook photo with the back of my head. I was, oh. Right? So I was so shy, but I finally got the courage to talk to this girl, Mary. I like Mary, so I talked to her. Right? I was so excited. Right? I was smooth. Hey, how you doing, Mary? How you doing? Sippy club? You know? Talking to Mary, right? And my brother started making fun of me in front of everybody. Hey, you talking to Mary? You love her? Oh, I was just talking to her. You kiss her on the lips? Oh, she's got cooties. Remember the cooties? That was the kid STD. Remember that? Oh. Be careful, she's got the cooties. She gets around. I'm just saying, I see her on the seesaw going up and down. I'm just saying, with the cooties, you know. Right? So now they put me in that kissing tree. Remember the kissing tree? They put me in that in front of everybody. Oh, Tim and Mary sitting in a tree. Kissing. First comes love, then comes marriage, then fighting, divorce, and therapy. Then comes a baby in the baby carriage. Alimony, child support. Jack Daniels. Charlie, give him a wedgie. And I actually went through a divorce, right? I'm on my second marriage now. I got married 2 months ago, right? Yeah, 2 months ago, yeah. Good, thank you, yeah. Still paying off the first one. It's all right, you know. There's signs. I don't know if anyone's divorced here. I learned there's signs. Like I bought my ex-wife a mood ring, and it melted. That should have been a sign right there. Something's going bad, right? My wife was tough, right? From Brooklyn, New York, right? Feisty, you know what I mean? You know, it's crazy, you know. Sure, and I was the wimpy guy. I understand, you know. I'm the wimpy. Like I never act my age. That was her big thing. I act like a child, and you don't realize as a guy, I guess, we don't realize, you know. Now I'm in my 40s, how old I am, right? Especially when you talk to a little kid, because little kids, like my nephew's 7, and when I talk to him, me being 40, he thinks I could die at any moment. That's how old I am. You ever talk to a little kid? I'm like, all right, I'll see you later. He's like, hopefully. Right? You don't realize how old, you know? And I never grew up. That's what my wife told our divorce lawyer. She was like, what's your reasoning for getting a divorce? Oh, he's immature. He never grew up. He's still a little kid. And the divorce lawyer was like, how do you respond to that? And I was like, what am I gonna do, right? Then I got divorced. Wife took everything, right? She took a lot, you know. Took my money, my belongings. She took my hair. Look at that. Took my hair. Yeah. Right? No, you're officially starting to bald. I see some of you guys. You're officially starting to bald when you find a hair on the sink and you actually knew where it fell out of. You're like, oh, that was that one up there. Oh, that was 822. Oh. I actually buried it in a toilet like a dead goldfish. Oh, see you later. People like to tell you when I haven't seen you in a while, whoa, you're losing your hair, man. What? Oh, I didn't know that for the last 2,327 days in a row. I didn't know that. I don't lose my hair. I actually keep it, you know, in a Ziploc bag, you know, under the pillow for the follicle fairy, you know. It's a thing. You meet people, you don't know who you're meeting, right? Gotta be careful. Sometimes you go back to their place. Went back to one woman's place. She had pictures of guys on the wall. Who are these guys? Oh, this is my husband. He died recently. Yeah. Okay. All right. This is my ex-boyfriend. Yeah, he died recently. It's my dog. He died. Would you like a drink? No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I don't. That's the thing, right? You know. And then someone with the social media, you get a little too crazy. You know those young women with the social media? As soon as you meet them, like they're, all right, here you go. Here's my Snapchat. Here's my Twitter. Here's my Instagram. Here's my Facebook. Here's my MySpace. Right. Can I get your phone number? Ooh, I don't give that out. I just met you. You're a little creepy. I've actually been called creepy. You know, I'm a creepy guy apparently. You know. That's all right. But I'm a nice creepy guy. You know, there's a difference, right? So every woman's scared of the creepy guy, right? You're scared of the creepy guy. You go to the bathroom, you're afraid the creepy guy is going to put something bad in your drink, right? But I'm a nice creepy guy. I put nice stuff in your drink. You ever think of that, ladies? Yeah. You come back from the bathroom like, what did you put in my drink? I go, that's a Macy's gift card right there. Oh, my God. That is the creepiest thing anyone's ever done. How much is on it? 39 cents. That's even creepier. That's the thing. You meet, different women. Some women are emotionally attached to their pets. These people, right? Right? So a woman pushing a dog in a stroller. You ever see that? Right? Woman was pushing a dog in a stroller. The weird part was her kid was on a leash. It was a rescue, apparently. But that's the thing, talking about gift cards. I'm a regifter. You guys know about that, right? That's when you get a gift, you regift it to somebody else. All right? Now, the most common thing is to regift is gift cards. You ever notice with gift cards, the reason why people buy them or they regift them is because nobody wants to shop for you. You ever notice that? People hate shopping for you, so they give you a gift card. Now, if you're like me, you want to regift the gift card. People don't like you doing that. You ever notice what people do? When they're giving you a gift card, they dig their name in pen or marker, right? They block it so you can't gift it to somebody else. I cracked the code for you fine folks, ex-Boy Scout, right? I figured it out. All you got to do is just buy a gift card with their gift card. That's how you do it, right? Right? Very smart, right? It's very simple. You buy a gift card with their gift card, got a brand new one, no writing on it. Screws up the cashier a little bit. They didn't learn that in Cashier University of Phoenix. They're like, let me get this straight, sir. You want to buy a $20 gift card with the exact same $20 gift card. Wrap it up with me, go, let's go. I'll take 2 10s for a 20. I don't care. If you want to have fun, right? These guys, well, you got to buy the options, too, right? That's the other thing, options. So you ever notice you give somebody a gift, and then they give you a crap gift, and it's too late? You already gave them the nice one, you know what I mean? Right? So have options. Like I have options where if they give me a crap gift, I give them gift cards to stores that aren't even open anymore. Right? Right? Try it out. If they give you a crap gift, you're like, thank you, here's your $500 Blockbuster video card. Hope you like that, right? And the big thing I like to do, you got to try this out, right? If you're going to buy a gift card, you're going to purchase a gift card, don't buy an ordinary amount. Right? Bless you. Thank you. All right. If that was me, show would have been over. Anyway. I think I did wet myself a little bit because I thought it wasn't this good. So, if you're going to buy a card, right? You're going to buy a gift card. Do what I do. Have fun. Don't buy an ordinary amount. So most of you buy the 20, right? Maybe the 50, maybe the 5 if you're cheap. I don't judge. I'm just saying, right? Do what I do. I give odd number gift cards. Try it out. Give somebody a gift card, $17.39. And watch their reaction, right? Nobody expects that. They're like, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. It's really that. What the? Is this used? No, that's what I told the guy, $17.39. They got mad. They're like, why didn't you make it 20? Whoa, I could have made it 15. You ever think of that? Times are tough in Provo. You know what I'm saying? Then you piss them off even more. Watch this. Check this out. Ex-Boy Scout, right? So listen, I'm going to be honest. I did buy a $20 gift card. I purchased a $20 gift card. But then I needed to buy a greeting card to put it in. I hope you like that greeting card because you paid for it. They hate that. Just by happening by that musical one, you would have been owing me money. All right, well, you guys have been a wonderful audience. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching my special. I really appreciate it. If you had a good time and you learned something, then please tip. You can tip $1, $3, $5, even an odd number, $17.39.
$1.39. If you watch the act, you would know what that number signifies. You can use a gift card. That's what it is. You can give an odd number, gift card. Mom, I'm looking at you. If you could tip, you tell Dad. I mean, at least someone. I need a tip. It looks bad if I got no tips. All right, but anyone, if you enjoyed it, please tip. It means a lot. I appreciate it.